This video is produced mainly for humans, although other species are welcome to watch. It's about what it means to be human and evolution. The display is through the Smithsonian, but you don't have to go to Washington to see it. The Andover Public Library is hosting the exhibit through July 16th, down the road at the Veterans Performing Arts Center at Pymatuning Valley High School on Route 6. It's open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays until 3 p.m. Andover is one of only 19 communities in the nation to host the exhibit and is the third stop. Some communities will wait up to 3 years. The last time the exhibit could be seen was in Orlando, Florida. Besides panels, interactive kiosks, hands-on displays and videos, there are guest speakers, some in the evenings, every few days. They will talk on subjects like why it is so hard to have a baby, basket making through the ages, how human evolution may help you choose a puppy, the evolutionary psychology of mating, and the pain of walking upright.
As human origins, what does it mean to be human? It's a touring exhibit based on the Human Origins Hall at the Smithsonian Institution National Museum of Natural History. The Human Origins Hall was actually put in place in 2010. There are 19 that were chosen across the country of libraries who could provide enough community support to achieve the goals of the exhibit. The mission of the exhibit is to provide a community conversation about evolution and human origins. Not only give people access to material through the public library, but also to reach out to clergy and provide a conversation among clergy and between the clergy individuals and their congregations. And so we had more than the first two libraries had for that conversation. We had 10% of Andover's population. ALA has Andover at 1,100 people. We had 120 people at the beginning for the community conversation on evolution.
I'm able to take people around and basically just introduce them to where the different panels are and to follow the footsteps around so that they can see the sequence of the panels and they have the time to read. If they have a question or something, I may or may not be able to answer it, but I introduce them to the panels, and then we have kiosks that they can work on, and there's also the television in the back that has some films about different information like fish and reptiles and everything from the beginning, and that people can go back and actually watch the movies and stuff.
And this is open 10 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and is it 10 to 3 on Sunday?
10 to 3 on Sundays, correct.
So anybody can just come to Pymatuning High School, the Veterans Performing Arts Center, anytime during that, and somebody will be here to answer questions and
Correct, and the best part about it is free.
The third in the tour, there are 9 libraries who are going to receive the exhibit in 2015, and 7 in 2016, and 3 in 2017. So it's 19 over 2 years.
And this is the third.
Right.
And how long is it here?
It is here for a full month. It arrived the 17th, well, it's the 16th of June. We actually had an extra day to set it up. We were delighted. It takes 5 committee members 5 hours to set up this 1,200-foot exhibit. And so it was quite an interesting challenge for my committee to do that. And we got it all set up for the grand opening June 18th.
Okay.
The grand opening, we had 4 people from the Smithsonian Institution. We were so lucky. They chose to all come because Andover is so small and quite conservative, and they felt that it would be very productive to have these community conversations here, and because I have a partnership with the school, that the school is willing to give us this wonderful facility.
Right.
This facility is outstanding in that it's totally handicapped accessible. The large auditorium holds 750 people, but we have the smaller classroom area outside the auditorium that holds 50 people, and then we have a very nice lecture hall, which isn't being used because it's summer, that's just a short walk down the hall.
We are getting probably, I would say 20, 30 people easily a day, and then for the evening when we have people coming in to talk, yeah, we've gotten a nice crowd of people coming in to see that. And especially since we have such experts coming in, you really want to be able to come in and see them.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort going into all of this.
It is.
So are there any questions that people ask that are kind of...
People know information. It's kind of interesting that they will make comments as they walk through, and they'll say, yeah, you know, I have read about this, or I know the information about how many millions of years back something has occurred. So it's kind of interesting that people have a lot of their own information that they bring to this. And even though you are learning information about what is happening, they have information to bring. And one of the nice things are some of these have lower, this one's a little bit up, but some of them have lower information that the kids can kind of look at and see and compare, and you can point out and talk to the children as they come through about what things are, like the bones and stuff that they found and stuff. The skulls over here, they turn and they move, so kids can actually move and see what's going on with the skull. You talk about how that it's like a protection for the brain, and so that's what the skull is and how they've changed. They can look at the differences and stuff. And then, of course, the interactive kiosks here, they love that because they can touch and make different things come up and look at the different people. And yeah, and also a couple of comments with the kiosk too is sometimes they will have a picture come up and they'll say, oh, that looks like a relative of mine. we get a kind of a kick out of that happening.
We have the biology, all of these interesting creatures and the ones that are extinct. It's so fascinating to find fossils of woolly mammoths. There was one found in the farm right behind mine in New Lyme, and it's down at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History right now. And so there's this wonderful continuum of fossil evidence right up to the present. So I go on forever, please forgive me, but we have a wonderful gentleman named John Seitz who's coming in to show artifacts from Pennsylvania and Ohio that he has collected, stone axes and so on, from the last, a mere 30,000 years. But since people have been in North America, so many things, there's so many parts, so many speakers that we can have. We're having 14 different speakers on different aspects, including basketry throughout the ages, fossils and physical evidence, genetics, the evidence of how can the study of evolution help you choose a puppy. And we're going to have one of the very brilliant members of the physics department at Case Western Reserve talk about that.
Just wonderful that Andover has opened up their arms to everybody coming in here to see, and to have the Smithsonian come to Andover.
Right,
absolutely
yeah.
Fantastic, yeah.
So I would think you'd be getting people from well outside the Andover area coming here.
There are some people that have come from a lot of different areas. Some people from Pennsylvania have come over. We've had people from, I'd say like 100, 200 miles have come in. And people have come in that are relatives of other people are bringing them here to see too. So that's kind of a nice point that you have other people coming in.
And it's not a bad thing for the Andover as well. I mean, this is a big tourist town, bringing in a few more people. They might go see Pymatuning Lake or...
Yeah, the Linesville Spillway, they come over and see that too. And there's signs around that are talking about this and pointing this out so that if people want to, they can come over here and see this, yeah.